Hey guys, just to give you a bit of context on this clip, this is a recording made. Now, I had a friend of mine in town, a mutual friend of ours, who's no longer with us, Angela Smith. She used to go around and do his gardening for him. I used to work with her 20 years ago when we were putting up satellite dishes, and yeah, I hadn't seen her for 15 years, and then I ran into her again around at my mate's place. So that's how I know Ange, and she really was one of those most outgoing, beautiful people. Goes through a bit of hard time in her life, liked to drink, but yeah, she was an all-out typical Kiwi chick. And what had happened is my friend was expecting her to come around and see him that day, and yeah, he got a bit suspicious, and he gave me a call because he knew I knew Ange as well. And he'd heard on the news that there was a woman that had been stabbed in West Auckland. So he called me up and he said he'd been trying to contact her, couldn't get a hold of her anywhere. So what I did is I rang the police for my friend and just put in a request saying the circumstances. We'd heard that that a woman had been stabbed around the same age, with the same circumstances, same children, because that's all they were releasing, very vague information. So yeah, my friend gave me a call. I called the police, explained the situation to them, and literally within about 20 minutes later, the police show up in my driveway. So this recording is from that interaction of them showing up. Hello? G'day. Oh, good. Nice outside. Right.
Sorry,
take your hands here. No, it's alright. Do the elbows.
That's
Good as. Right.
Yeah, so we just thought we'd come home and see you in person rather than giving you a phone call.
Okay.
So we haven't released the names,
Sure.
but we'll obviously you're a friend of Angela's, so we can advise you that unfortunately it is her that's involved.
Mate, we just had the chills go up.
Yeah, when you know, I suppose you know, eh?
Yeah.
What can you tell us about Robert? He's
The
son?
The son.
Yeah.
I thought it was, I knew it was a 3-letter word. It was either Rob or Ben or something. So yeah. I mean, I've known her for 20 years when we used to work at Teletech Industries, putting up iHug dishes before broadband was around. So Robert, from what I know, he's been in and out of jail recently. He's like early 20s. I know that Ange's mother had just died of cancer, and that the property was being broken up between her and her sister and siblings, and that Robert knew that the inheritance was coming, which is what my friend said. I said, you know, he knew there was money. She said that she was getting freaked out. This is what she told him, that she was getting freaked out by him and wasn't going to let anybody in. And he thought she was quite safe in the block of units that she was in. But clearly not. I said, well, to me, if Robert knew that the younger one wasn't going to be there, apparently the younger one was staying at Nana's the night the father's mother. The father died or drowned years ago. So that's the 12-year-old, the younger one's brother.
She's got two younger. Is that right? So she's got like Rob, a bit older.
I only see her these days around at my mate's place. She goes down to Moses' lawns. And
True.
Hadn't seen each other for 15 years, and then Ange pops up back into the life again. So yeah, I only started seeing her again for about a year ago. But yeah, just that he'd been in and out of jail. He's a bit of a pea freak. What we got the grasp was that he's going to go hit her up for money. She hasn't got it yet. The settlement's not sorted. And so she was a bit fearful of him. So.
Because that's certainly, like, obviously, it forms part of our inquiry into what's going on and sort of who's involved. So I appreciate you giving us a call, because that's how we solve things. Everyone gives us little pieces of the puzzle, and we try our best to put it all together. So we haven't obviously publicly told anybody this, and we typically do that with the families, let them know. So all I can ask is that you just
tell him.
So everyone that lives there knows.
He's been ringing and texting her all day, because usually she comes round and does the lawn on Tuesday. I saw her a week ago doing the lawn. So,
I mean, so you can feel free to let him know, but just obviously
mum's the word.
Yeah, basically, just to afford them some privacy while we work it all out. Because everyone that's up at the house knows, because that's a flat that's been locked down, and half the Great North Road shut at the moment. But so that's where that is. So are you happy for me to pass your number on to the inquiry team, who might get in touch just to understand a bit of background?
Well, my other friend knows a bit more about what's been happening.
So he'd see her every fortnight to do the lawns?
She'd come around and do the lawns. I think he'd see her every week.
Okay.
So
what's his name?
She did a bit.
No, that's fine. So
if you like, I can get him to try and contact you, or if he wants,
well, someone will just probably give you a call in the morning and cover off what we've spoken about today. But I just wanted to come up and just tell you in person rather than over the phone that
I appreciate that.
Sadly that it is Angela that's involved, and terrible time for the family, but
I just couldn't believe it. Speaking to her a week ago.
Wow, no, it's certainly it's horrific when sort of these sorts of things happen. It's unnecessary. Keep killing each other, unfortunately. But I didn't work on it. We went home last night, so we have no idea what's gone on, and managed to stay out of it, because it's a bit of a crazy time. So
I'm sure it is.
That's where it's at. So someone will give you a call tomorrow, Mike. Appreciate you popping out and seeing it.
I'll find out the other information I can. Ring him back anyway, ask him if he knows anything else. And if he wants to talk to you guys.
That'd be cool. If you could just prime him just to say that we'll be in touch. Strange number phone, we'll probably do that. But do want to understand a little bit about what goes on in Angela's life. Shit, it's getting cold, but thanks, Mark.
Chilly.
Do you have any questions, matey?
No, that solves our query. No need to go around or go chasing her up or anything, because you know where she is. Is it now?
Alright, matey.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mark.
I appreciate you coming out.
No worries. No, that's no worries.
Thank you.
See ya.
Thanks.
He suspected at the time, because my friend had heard from Angela the week beforehand that she was actually worried about being stabbed or killed. She was in fear of her life from another person. It turned out not to be that. It turned out to be, well, he's still innocent until proven guilty, and he's pleaded not guilty at this stage. But it appears to be a Ricky Rafferty, I think his name was. I published a clip about that on my channel, so you can have a look. Because it was about my friend who had been killed, because no media had been released about it, they didn't want to just call me and tell you that. When there's something involving a death or a serious problem, the police would rather show up and talk to the person face to face, as opposed to ringing them. And for that, I take my hat off to them. They didn't have to come out and see me, but they did. I had no problems with the guy. He was very respectful, and hats off. And I hope New Zealand police prosecute to the full extent of the law the guy that stabbed my friend. We all sadly miss her. Anyway, catch you later, guys. Bye.